Imagine a prisoner so valuable that kings, knights, and popes fought each other just to hold his leash. A man who never sat on the throne, yet his mere existence stopped the mighty Ottoman Empire in its tracks for 13 years. He was the unfortunate prince, a pawn in a deadly game of chess between the East and the West. He was Cem Sultan. And his story is not just about a war for the throne, it is the story of the first time the Vatican held a weapon that could destroy the Ottoman Empire from within. The year is 1481. The great conqueror, Fatih Sultan Mehmed, has died, but he left behind a dangerous void. In the Ottoman tradition, succession was not guaranteed to the eldest, it belonged to whoever reached the capital first. Two brothers, Bayezid, the pious and steady, and Cem, the charismatic and warrior-like favorite of the people. Civil war was inevitable. The armies clashed on the plains of Yenishir. Brother fought against brother. Cem lost. Defeated, he had two choices, execution or exile. He chose to flee. He took his family and escaped to Egypt, and then he made a fatal mistake. He knocked on the door of the Knights Hospitaller on the island of Rhodes. Cem thought he was finding allies to help him retake his throne. He was wrong. The Grand Master of the Knights, Pierre d'Aubusson, realized he hadn't just found a refugee, he had found a winning lottery ticket. The Knights contacted Sultan Bayezid. They made him an offer he couldn't refuse. "Pay us, and we will keep your brother locked away forever." Bayezid agreed. He paid 45,000 ducats a year, a massive fortune, just to keep Cem in a golden cage. For years, Cem was dragged across Europe, from gloomy castles in France to isolated towers. He wrote tragic poems longing for his homeland, unaware that he had become the most expensive prisoner in history. But the game got bigger. In 1489, Cem was transferred to Rome. Now he was in the hands of the Pope. The Vatican used Cem as a weapon. They threatened Bayezid, "Launch a crusade against us, and we will release Cem to start a civil war in your empire." It worked. The mighty Ottoman Sultan, the sword of Islam, was forced to pay tribute to the Pope to keep his throne safe. It was a diplomatic humiliation. But then the players changed. The infamous Borgia Pope, Alexander VI, took power, and then the King of France, Charles VIII, invaded Italy, demanding Cem to lead a crusade. The Pope had no choice but to hand Cem over to the French king. But before Cem left Rome, something happened. Days after leaving the Vatican, Cem fell violently ill. His face swelled, he cried out in agony, and within a week, he was dead. History calls it the Borgia Poison, Cantarella, a slow-acting toxin that kills days later, ensuring the assassin is far away when the victim dies. The Pope had collected his money, and now that he lost his prisoner, he ensured no one else could use him. It took 4 years for his body to be returned to Ottoman lands. Today, he rests in Maradia, in the Maradia complex. Cem Sultan was a man of high culture, a poet and a warrior, but history remembers him not for what he did, but for what was done to him. Because of his captivity, Sultan Bayezid's reign was passive. The Ottoman conquests in Europe paused for nearly 2 decades. A single hostage in Rome held back an entire empire. What do you think? If Cem Sultan had become the Sultan instead of Bayezid, would the Ottoman Empire have conquered Rome? Or would he have destroyed the state with his ambition? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark side of history, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Diwan History. See you in the next episode.